Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who might be new, my name is Lisa and I post 2 videos a week here on YouTube, and I would love to have you as a subscriber over here. So if you wanted to do that, you could hit that subscribe button below. And also, if you enjoy this type of content, please hit that like button so that I can continue to make these kind of videos for you. Okay, so we're going to get into the video because I don't want to air over things. I have like notes upon notes of stuff here, so you may catch me glancing down every now and again, but that's only because I want to make sure that I do not leave anything out for you. I have put together as many tips as I can possibly think of to help you to do Disneyland Paris on a budget. Like, getting to Disneyland and booking a Disneyland holiday are expensive, so if there's ways to save money doing it, why not? So without further ado, I'm going to jump straight into my tips and let me know if you enjoy it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about today is booking your Disneyland holiday. I have an extremely detailed post on how to save yourself hundreds of euros booking a Disneyland Paris holiday, and I will quickly mention it here. But so if you want to do it and you want a step-by-step guide on how to do it, then I will leave this post linked below. So basically what you do is you price your holiday on a couple of different Disneyland Paris official ones websites. So like the UK one, the Irish one, the French one and the German are the kind of main ones that I normally do. I also can check the Spanish one from time to time as well. And the reason I do this is because each website will offer you a different deal. Like recently the Irish website was offering 25% off and free half board, which for my family is quite good of a deal because it means the majority of our food is going to be covered for our holiday. Other deals they do is like under 12 stay free. They offer loads of different ones, and typically each website will offer a different one. So it's worth getting your dates, sitting down at your computer, getting your notepad out and pricing them on each website. All you have to do is hit the Google Translate button and each page will come up. So if you don't speak French, you can translate the page and you can book it there. All the information you need is going to be in a blog post down below. I have screenshots, I have everything. Like, it's really easy to do, and it's definitely worth doing because I priced it and I gave you an example and I saved hundreds. So just bear that in mind. Also, it is worth to note that it is worth going to your local travel agents because that's who we booked with the last time. We actually ended up getting it cheaper than what we would have booked ourselves through the Irish website. It ended up being cheaper booking it with the travel agents. So just look, in my experience, it's worth shopping around. It's also worth pricing it individually. I know a lot of people do this. I personally don't recommend it unless you're very holiday savvy, because Disneyland Paris is a big holiday and it's going to make you so many amazing memories. So the last thing you want to be doing is flustering over, did you book transport, are your flights booked properly? Like, eliminate all that stress. And my advice for if you're first or even second time around, do it through a website or do it through a travel agent. It will be worth it, trust me. Okay, so moving on to the next one. So we are going to be talking about transport to and from the airport. So obviously this is only going to apply to you if you are flying to Disneyland Paris. When we flew last year, we took the Disney shuttle bus, which we loved, and I have to be honest, as soon as you step on to the bus, you just have that amazing Disney magical feeling because you know you're on your way. The bus is all decorated, all Disney. Inside there's telly screens all throughout, and they play like safety tips for the park. They show different rides and experiences that are currently going on at the park as well. I'm not 100% sure on prices because, again, as I said, we did ours through travel agents, but I do know kids under 3 will travel free on that bus as well. So if you're staying with little ones, that'll save you a little bit of money. I know other people do private transfers and taxis, but for me personally, the Disney shuttle bus is as reliable as it gets. You can't necessarily rely on a taxi or even private shuttle because I've seen it many times. So many people have been let down. So for me personally, I just wouldn't take the risk. And also, it is going to be a cheaper option for you doing the Disney shuttle. because once you hop into a taxi, they can pretty much charge you any sort of money they want, depending on traffic, depending on the time of year you go. It can get crazy expensive. So in my personal opinion, I would recommend that you would try and give the Disney shuttle bus a go. Okay, so you may have heard this tip before, but it really could save you a lot of money when it comes to booking your holiday, and that is to avoid school holidays and other big events that could be going on, like Christmas and Halloween. If you're flexible with your dates, then I would definitely recommend booking your holiday on an off-peak time. We went end of January, start of February. The parks were so much quieter, and it just means you get a little bit more of an intimate experience. There is no long wait times, and also when you're booking it, it's going to be much cheaper. I compared going in January time versus going in, say, the summer or in December, and I remember December specifically, it was working out at nearly £1,000 cheaper for us. I mean, surely that's a no-brainer, right? I think so. So yeah, just that is something to be mindful of, and you do need to be careful of the French holidays and the French, you know, special days as well, because I mean, if you had a Disneyland right next to you, you'd probably go, wouldn't you? Because I know I would. So that is something you need to be mindful of as well. Okay, so this is something I've only recently learned about and something I've only been doing research on lately, so I didn't get to implement this when I was booking my last holiday. But if I'm going to Disneyland Paris again, I will definitely be looking into it. And that is buying an annual pass for one person in your family or in your group, and I will tell you why this is could save you a lot of money while you're there. So when you're booking as a family, if one person has an annual pass, you can get a family discount for up to 6 people in restaurants and when booking other tickets to the park. So potentially, yeah, it might be a little bit confusing at first, but it could save you a lot of money. You also get 20% off all the merch. So think about this. When you're over in Disneyland Paris and one person in the family has the annual discount, they can do all the purchasing of all of the products and you're getting 20% off everything. As far as I know, you can still use this on sale items unless specified. And I only recently learned this because I watch Luke and Rich from Eleanor Dreamin'. I'm going to leave their channel link below because I love it. If you're a Disney fan, which you probably are if you've clicked on this video, they are definitely worth checking out. They're one of my favourites, if not definitely my favourite Disney YouTubers. But they talk a lot about the savings that they make using their annual passes, and that's what made me inquisitive, so I looked it up. There is 4 tiers of an annual pass. So the basic one will allow you into the park for 130 days, so you don't get to use it for the whole 365 days. It will allow you the family discount on other tickets. It will also allow you the discount on merch, and then you also get discount for up to 6 people in restaurants too. Okay, so I hear this talked about on almost every Disney group that I'm in on Facebook, and that is the photo pass worth it? And in my opinion, hell to the yeah. So when you're booking your Disney holidays, you can book your pass there and then as well for €69. And when we got over to the park, we didn't buy it actually on our first holiday. And I tell you what we did, and you can do this yourself to see if you're going to get the value for money out of it. So you don't have to have the photo pass to avail of the photos. What we done is we collected the little photo pass cards off all the photo pass photographers. Okay, so basically what you do is you take your photo pass card then and you bring it to either the shop in your hotel or shops in around both parks. They will have them as well, and they can display all the photos up on a screen and you can choose which one you want to print. Now, can I just bear in mind that some photos, including the little cardboard frame, go for $24.99. That is one photo versus $69.99 for the pass. When you get the pass, all you do is you hand them your pass and they will load the photos on. If you don't go for it, like we didn't at the start of your holiday, just make sure you mind all of the photos. Can I just say, it is so lovely to have professional photographs. Like, I know there's a lot of Instagram huns now, like people's photography skills have gotten insane, but trust me, there's nothing like a professional photographer's photo when you're meeting your favorite characters. So definitely consider it, because once you get over there and you go on a ride and you love the picture, or you meet Minnie Mouse and you love the picture, and you meet this person, you meet that person, and it's just going to get too expensive to buy them all individually. So you can do what we did and save them all to the end, or if you think you're going to use them, it does work out I think a little bit cheaper to buy it before you go. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the main expense of any Disney holiday, and that is food. Let's be real, because once you pay for your tickets and your holiday, everything is included before you go. It's only when you get there you have to pay for food. So if you are booking through a Disney website, I would highly recommend that you look into booking a meal plan. Now, again, these can be pricey, and I know when you're booking and you see that extra 400, 500, depending on how many of you are going, it can look expensive, but trust me, when you get there, to eat over there is so expensive. When we originally went, we booked half board. So what that meant is we got our breakfast in our hotel, we got one meal voucher to use either on lunch or dinner. And we had an amazing flexibility to use the voucher whenever we wanted, so we didn't have to have such a structured day. Now, I personally feel that if you go full board, and this is just my opinion, I've never done it, but if you go full board, you're paying a lot more, and I'd imagine you're going to want to get use out of your meal vouchers. Well, I know if I was going full board and I paid that kind of money, I would want to be getting my breakfast, lunch and dinner every day. So I would feel like my day is becoming very much structured, like we have to have lunch and then we have to book in our dinner, and I don't know, your day kind of becomes more evolved around when you're eating rather than Disney itself. And trust me, when you get to Disney, if you've already been there, you will know this, you cannot plan Disney, because you will suddenly see a character out that wasn't supposed to be out and you're going to want to meet them. You could have planned to go and queue in this ride and that will delay you, or I don't know, things happen in Disney all the time, so having a very structured plan doesn't work. So I would recommend being a little bit more flexible. It does work out cheaper because you are erasing any sort of expense for breakfasts, and you also have one huge meal. Like, trust me, you do not need 3 full meals every single day you're in Disney, because you're constantly going and you're excited and you just want to be in Disney, you want to experience, you want to do everything you can. So for us personally, we went with half board. We saved ourselves a hell of a lot of money, because when we didn't eat on the plan, it cost a fortune. So that is something to bear in mind. And also, just a little tip that not everybody may be aware of, you can use the value of your meal vouchers against character dining and against Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, which is what we personally did. So I think we used our vouchers and we topped up by, I think we owed 130, and we got frontier seating. So I mean, yeah, it was still kind of expensive to do the Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, but without our meal vouchers it would have cost a hell of a lot more. Okay, so we are moving on to one of the ways that is going to save you probably the most money, and they are called snack packs. If you've not heard about snack packs yet, you need to listen up, because what they are is little snack bags that you pre-pack before your holiday for each person per day of your stay. These are great for when you're queuing, for when your kids get narky, for maybe at the start of the holiday when you don't want to be spending so much money on snacks because you're not sure how much you're going to leave yourself with. But also if you just don't have the money to be buying loads of snacks in the park, because I mean, like a coffee and a bun could set you back 6 or 7 quid. It's a lot of money. And if you're a family of 5 or 6, that could set you back 30 quid. So it is something to note. And they're just really handy to have, and they are allowed into the parks, and you could save yourself a lot of money. Another tip that will save you money is to take water bottles with you to the parks. There is water fountains located in a couple of different areas throughout the parks. When you pass one, just make sure you make a mental note, or even take a photo with your phone so that you remember where each one is, because I remember when we first got there we couldn't see any, and then by the end of it we knew where they all were. You just for yourself take a mental note or take a photo on your phone I remember where they are. We had Dylan, who still drank a bottle at the time, and we brought the little Robinsons, you know, those little mini dilutes that you can squeeze, you know what I'm talking about. I think as far as I'm aware, you can get cheaper brands. I couldn't find any, so I ended up buying ours in the supermarket. But two, brought them with us, and they were a godsend. Again, it saves you a lot of money on drinks in the park. It is important to stay hydrated because you're going to be doing a lot of walking, so you are going to want to keep really hydrated. Really handy, especially if you have kids. And as I said, you can just fill your water bottles up in the parks and you are good to go. Okay, so the only other real expensive part of a Disney holiday, apart from food in my opinion, are the gift shops. Oh my god, gift shops for me were the killer, because every shop I went into I was like, oh my god, I want this, oh, I want that, and it just and that was me. That was not even my kids, that was me. So if you are on a strict budget, in my personal opinion, I would avoid all the gift shops, no exceptions, just avoid them completely until the end of your holiday. If you have money left over, then fair enough, go wild. But if you are on a strict budget, then in my opinion, I would avoid them at all cost, especially if you have kids, because Disney know what they're doing, and all of the kids stuff are displayed on low shelves and they're easy to reach, easy to grab. Everything is very visible. So yeah, if you're on a strict budget, just avoid them. However, I mean, we were on a budget per se. As I said, we did save a lot of money to go there, and we didn't want to get there and have to say no to things or say no to experiences. So we sat down and done out a budget of, you know, what extra experience we want to do and what we could justify spending as well, because you don't want to spend a lot of crazy money on a lot of crap that by the time the kids get home is either missing or broken or whatever. Okay, so here's some ideas. What you could do is let your kids know, if they're old enough obviously to do this, let them know that, look, anything you like we're going to take a picture of, and we're going to take a picture of the shop that it's in, and if you still want to get this at the end of the holiday, then you can. Because what we personally found is that the kids would go into a shop and they'd fall in love with something, and then they go into the other shop and fall in love with something else. I'd be like, oh, did you not like the other thing? They're like, no, I want this instead. So you could save yourself a lot of money by just buying everything, and just doing it at the end of the holiday. So just take photos of everything that your kids want or that you might want if you're on a budget, and then at the end of the holiday you can look at everything that they like or you like and just buy what you can afford. It is important to note that stuff are more expensive in the parks. I mean, you could go to your nearest Disney store and you would probably get it cheaper in there than you would in the parks. But again, I suppose it's that whole experience of getting to buy it in the park and making that memory as well. Another tip, I suppose, would be if you are on a budget, only buy things that, we're going to go Marie Kondo, is that her name, on this, and only buy something that will spark joy or that will spark a memory for you. That might help you buy unnecessary things, because trust me, I wanted to buy pens and notebooks and coffee mugs. I don't drink tea or coffee, so it would have been useless for me, but I really wanted to get one anyway. So yeah, only buying something that you really want or that will spark a memory could be another guideline you could use when shopping in the Disney gift shops. And my friends, that's it. We are at the end of the video. I just want to thank you so much for staying tuned. If you have any money saving ideas or any budget tips when going to Disneyland Paris, drop them below. Let me know, because I mean, who doesn't want to save money when they go to Disneyland? I will definitely be planning another holiday in the future. God knows when, but there'll be one coming. Definitely want to get back there because I made the most amazing memories. And I suppose the only other thing I want to know is, when you're going to Disney, enjoy it. Don't get too caught up on, you know, if you're going to have enough money. And I mean, Disney is as expensive as they make it at the end of the day. You could spend 1,000 or you can budget 100. I mean, it really depends on just how expensive you want to make it. So on that note, I'm going to leave it there. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!